Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hmm.
Today, we're really focusing on something fundamental. Money, how we talk about it.
Yeah, everyday money talk.
Exactly. We've got some material here, some excerpts from an English learning podcast, actually,
Mm.
all about finance vocabulary and phrases.
Hmm.
And our mission really is to pull out the most useful bits for you, stuff to help you feel, more confident dealing with your finances, talking about them.
Right, it sounds like the source gives us a good structure. It has dialogues, vocabulary, that kind of thing.
It does.
So we're aiming to dig into that, get beyond just definitions, and find those practical nuggets that really help in real life. Basically, giving you the toolkit for money talk.
Okay, let's dive in then. So the source kicks off with some real basics.
Yeah.
First one, currency.
Uh-huh.
Defined as, well, the money used in a country. Dollars in the U.S., euros in Europe. They even ask, what currency do they use in Japan?
Seems pretty basic, yeah.
Yeah.
But you kind of need that word, don't you? Can't talk about money without knowing the unit.
Right.
It's the foundation, really, for everything from buying coffee to, global trade. And it's not just the name, it's understanding its value, how it changes.
Good point. Okay, next up, savings. Money set aside for later, usually in a bank, maybe.
Yeah, typically.
The example is, I've been putting a little bit of money into my savings each month. It's that idea of actively not spending it all now.
Right. And what's interesting there is the why. It's about planning, maybe for something good, maybe for emergencies, delayed gratification, even saving a little bit regularly. It builds that habit, that sense of security. It's powerful.
Then there's budget. A plan, basically, for managing your spending.
Okay.
Example, I need to create a budget so I can save more this year. Sort of like telling your money where to go.
Yeah, exactly. And a budget isn't necessarily about restriction, is it? It's more about making deliberate choices.
Conscious choices.
Making sure your spending lines up with what's actually important to you, instead of it just kind of disappearing.
Right. And the last one in this first group, debt. Money you owe someone else. I'm trying to pay off my credit card debt is the example. That word definitely feels heavy sometimes, an obligation.
It does, and it's important to realize there are different types of debt. The interest rates, the terms, they matter hugely.
Oh, definitely.
High interest debt especially, that can really hold you back.
Okay, so those are the core words. Then the source has this short conversation example. Two people talking about how hard it is to save because, well, bills.
Ah, yeah, the classic struggle. Income versus expenses.
Totally relatable.
And what jumps out there is the advice given, right? Make a budget. Track your spending.
In a way, yeah.
It's presented as that practical first step. Not a magic fix, but a way to get a handle on things when money feels tight.
And they mentioned looking at specific things like food costs, entertainment.
Uh-huh.
The regular stuff that adds up without you maybe noticing.
That's such a key point. It's often not the huge one-off buys, but the everyday drip, drip, drip of spending.
Yep.
If you look closely at those, you can often find places to save, sometimes surprisingly easily.
The conversation also brings up credit cards. How easy it is to rack up debt. It's a bit of a slippery slope.
It really can be. They're so convenient, it sometimes hides the actual spending, doesn't it? So the dialogue rightly stresses, dealing with that debt, especially high interest debt. And it mentions setting up a payment plan, which is a proactive step, crucial for financial health.
Okay, let's look at some specific phrases the source highlights. First, have you created a budget?
Simple question.
Simple question. But the source suggests it's about more than just a spreadsheet, right? It's about having a strategy.
Exactly. It implies you're actively managing things. Are you thinking about where your money's going? Have you made decisions?
Right. Then cut back on dining out. Pretty self-explanatory. Spend less at restaurants, cafes.
Yeah, it's often a big chunk of discretionary spending, the money you choose to spend. So while it's nice, just being a bit more mindful there, maybe eating at home more, it can make a real difference to the bottom line.
And the last key one from that dialogue, pay off your debt. Direct. Focuses on repaying what you owe.
Especially the expensive debt, yeah. There's an urgency there. That high interest stuff just eats away at your money, making it harder to save or do anything else. Paying it down frees things up.
So the source then gives us a few more common phrases like, I need to save up for a vacation.
Oh, goal-oriented saving.
Yeah, tie saving to something specific, something you want.
That can be really motivating, can't it? Instead of just saving vaguely, having a clear target like a trip or, a house deposit, it makes it more real, helps you stick with it.
Then there's I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Oof.
That paints a picture.
It really does. A precarious spot where there's basically no safety net between money coming in and money going out. Highlights financial vulnerability. Any unexpected bill can cause real problems. It usually means you need to look at income or expenses or probably both, build some cushion.
Next,
Yeah.
I need to withdraw some cash. Practical one. Getting actual money out, usually from an ATM.
Yeah, still need cash sometimes, even now. Good old ATM. Basic banking stuff. Still relevant.
Uh-huh. And I'm saving for a rainy day. I like that one. Captures the idea of an emergency fund perfectly.
It's such a cornerstone, isn't it? Financial resilience.
Yeah.
Having that buffer for the unexpected job loss, health issue, whatever. It stops a drama becoming a crisis, stops you falling into debt.
Okay, also, I'm trying to get out of debt. Expresses that intention, the effort involved.
Right. It signals a decision. You're actively working towards being debt-free. It usually means making some tough choices, prioritizing payments, takes discipline.
And the very straightforward, I don't have enough money for that.
We've all been there.
Haven't we just? Just lacking the funds for something you want?
Yeah, it's just a financial reality check sometimes. Makes you think about needs versus wants, maybe look for cheaper options or just wait.
And lastly, I need to transfer money to my savings account. Describes moving funds around, actively managing it.
That's actively doing the saving. Moving money deliberately towards your goal so it doesn't just sit in your checking account and get spent.
Yeah, the source also makes a point about listening to the dialogue again, hearing these words used naturally.
Oh, absolutely. Context is everything. Hearing it used in a real-ish conversation makes it stick much better than just a list of words. You understand the flow, how to use it yourself.
So wrapping this up then, what are the main takeaways here? We've covered some essential words: currency, savings, budget, debt.
Building blocks.
Yeah. And we saw how they pop up in normal conversations about money challenges. Plus, we got a bunch of practical phrases for talking about your own situation.
And I think the big message is that just getting comfortable with this basic language is, well, it's a huge step. It boosts your confidence, gives you more control. Managing money feels complicated sometimes, but having the words helps you engage with it better, whether that's making a budget, understanding debt, or setting goals.
Exactly. It's not about instantly becoming some kind of financial whiz. It's just about having the right words for everyday life, making things clearer.
Yeah. Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about this basic vocabulary we've discussed, what's the next step for you? What area of personal finance feels most relevant now? Is it maybe understanding bank accounts better? Or perhaps diving deeper into, say, effective budgeting tricks? Or maybe even, starting to figure out the absolute basics of investing?
Good questions.
Just think about what you're curious about or where you feel a bit lost. Let that curiosity guide where you explore next to build up your financial knowledge.